Well, okay, guys, we are in the whelping room working. We are getting everything sanitized. Nugget is now in another area of the house, so everything needed to be sanitized and bleached out, and blankets are all getting sanitized. So I have not put everything back together. I am trying to figure out how I can get these two rooms to flow a little better. And that's important for me when I'm whelping litters, have everything at hand, but yet not have anything cramped around or untidy. So, while we're live here, does anybody have any suggestions? Here is just where some contracts are and some books, paper towels, the refrigerator, puppy collars, my clippers, stationery with our logo, a few extra blankets. I do need to restock blankets. The refrigerator, bottle of sanitizer, incubator, the TV for the ultrasound machine, the whelping box. I'm really wishing I didn't get rid of my wooden one. This is okay, but I just would rather have kept my 7x7, almost 3 foot tall one that Chris and I made. And so everything in that gray box right there is where my ultrasound machine is stored. But anyway, I have all the heating pads out, getting the covers sanitized, had to get the changing table wiped down. That's the exam table with the light up under here. Yeah. And everything's got to get restocked and filled. The wire, also washing out the heating registers under that, opening up the windows, getting everything. Well, in about 3.5 weeks, we will be pregnancy testing. So, I don't know. Here's where we're at. You could maybe give me some advice. And I do have this hallway here that does house some extra stuff, toys and stuff. That doesn't even include the ginormous, what do you call it? Huge Tupperware container, like the biggest that Walmart sells, with all the puppy toys in it. And my scales down there and all the thing and the stuff. But when you walk in this double wide door right here, I need the room to flow. So to be honest with you, this cabinet that holds, when I'm not breeding, holds the progesterone machine and all that safely. That being right there, I don't love that, but it is so awkward, it's a little hard to move. So in here is, of course, the incubator with the oxygen concentrator that goes with it. That has a nebulizer and everything with it. So this huge lab table, I call it, which is just countertop on 2 plastic containers, stays there because that's really the best location for an incubator, handy the whelping box. But what I want advice on is, how do you see these 2 rooms flowing? Over the summer, we painted the room and I put in a beautiful sand-colored curtains. And now I'm going to wipe down all the Venetian blinds. The floor is now sanitized really well. I will re-sanitize this box as we get closer to whelp. All the blankets are off of the exam table, that changing table. I have 2 of those. I actually have 3 of those changing tables. But all the blankets have come off to be rewashed. And so that I can do probably first of the week. But it's these rooms that are not really flowing. So this is like a hodgepodge. Anybody going to watch and give me their advice? I actually thought about putting the whelping box in there and moving all the lab stuff out here, but the heating registers are here. So I need to keep the whelping box handy. Those two registers, the one under there and the one over there, we specifically had those put in here so the box could stay here. But I thought about, what if, because I have two girls that are bred, would it make sense to liquidate some of this stuff and put all of the progesterone machine and the microscopes and everything up here? But I have had it like that before, and it seems very congested. So, I don't know. I just asked someone, should I go live and ask for comments or advice on how someone else may see the room flowing? Really, I need it to flow. I'm not like a feng shui sort of a person, but I need this room I need to be able to move in and out of it quickly, especially once, puppies are born. And then when I start making mush and they're eating every hour and a half, and then I'm doing weights, and I do need another table in here for the two scales so that I can keep logs on. So pups can just be weighed and then put back in with mom. So I don't know, guys. Anybody want to give me some advice? Just throw your comments below how you see this flowing. I don't know, maybe this is fine. I don't know. The ultrasound machine and the gel and everything will likely have to come towards this area because it does plug in here and the TV is right there. So I have to ultrasound in that vicinity anyway. So I likely will ultrasound from inside the whelping box, and I'll have the camera set up to where you'll be able to zoom right in on puppies. So, I don't know. What does everyone think? Anybody want to throw an opinion out here? Well, the bottom line was I needed to get all the windowsills washed back down and sanitized, and the shelves, and the floor, and I think we really have accomplished a lot of that here today. But very important, everything stays sanitized. So you can throw comments. This is was a Victorian home back in the day. Let me see if I can zoom back out. No, it's not going to let me zoom back out, of course. Anyway, zoom back out. Okay, so this was officially the front parlor. And this used to be a single door, but when we renovated 6-7 years ago, I had the contractors put this big door in to really make it like an official front parlor. And then there's this other ante room off of here, which is cute. I had a couple of wingback chairs and a little reading nook and stuff in there years ago. And that was cool. But then when I rebuilt the breeding program, decided to make that like a little office space. It has been everything. It has been a walk-in closet. It has been a catch-all room. It has been a whelping room. If you remember, Rory's litter in 2018 was whelped in that room, but we came in through the great room and the dungeon door. So the only reason we call that the dungeon door is because when Rory whelped that litter, at the time we were having more company. Our neighbors still lived around here and people were flowing and we didn't want anybody bothering Rory. And, just automatically want to come in here. So we built that. And I call it the dungeon door, but it's not. So here's where we're at. I've got to put this room back together. Nugget is relocated to another area of the house. And the whelping box is going to get resanitized again as we get closer to whelp, God willing. And everything has to continue to get wiped down as time goes on. The curtains even will get washed, and then the windowsills will get wiped out again. And so I was just wondering, how do you see this room flowing? Should that stay a little lab area with the desk? I really don't like that I did the vaginal cytologies on the desk, to be honest, because it made it difficult. I had some paperwork there that I was trying to fill out. And so I don't want to mix, the administrative side to this and the testing side to it. So I may put another table there, pull that desk out and put the desk in this area, and maybe put another plastic fold-up table and do cytology in there. I don't know, guys. But I'm running out of ideas. And those of you that know me best, I arrange and rearrange and do this kind of thing so many times before we whelp. Very important. And I think, it's worthwhile noting that we go through, like right there, I have a box of things that I will likely donate to the Humane Society that I restock every time we're going to whelp. And if I get close to dates within 6 months, I take it all up to the Humane Society, whether it's milk replacer or goat's milk or anything. So yes, in answer to a lot of people's questions, we do frequently donate to the Humane Society and try and keep them in our, I'm not going to use the word charity, but, things we like to help out and participate. We'll never get rid of backyard breeders. Unfortunately, a lot of shelters are full of mixed breeds, usually in the pit bull world or the golden doodle world, that wind up in shelters. And it's really tragic because pups don't ask to be born and bred and whelped. And that's where you have problems. You start having problems with all these mixed breeds. Sorry, you have to see my ugly puss here. But that really sort of bothers me, that people tend to think just because you have a male and female dog, that automatically means, that you're good to go and to breed. And I think it's just irresponsible. And honestly, you know what is my pet peeve? Not that anyone wants to hear this. Golden doodles. They are so adorable. But when you take a poodle and a golden retriever that are so vastly medically different, you wind up having health issues from 6 months north of that. And every single person I know with a golden doodle has every type of yeast infections and ear infections, which is usually yeast, UTIs, urinary tract infections, and bone issues. And some of these golden doodles at a year or so can't even get up off the bed that they're on. So I think we have to be more thoughtful. They are adorable. They're not big shedders and all that stuff. And I get it. They are stinking adorable. But some breeds shouldn't be mixed. And it's not the pup's fault. But that's what happens in these shelters. So it's why we are so careful over who we sell pups to. There's been times over the last several years that there were homes that were amazing homes, but they were looking for like a male, and I knew there were intact females, and the bloodlines were not at all compatible. It would have been a disaster. And what they were trying to do really is to pick up one of my Del Fracasso pups, with the Durong stib on, to puff up their lines and to make their lines better. And I can tell you I'm not going to do that. If you take a pup from us and you break contract by breeding that pup to a pit bull or a Rottweiler or a low quality Mastiff, where likely no genetic testing was done, you will be in breach of contract. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything about it, but it means shame on you. Because my husband and I have worked so ridiculously hard. And when you think about this, There are road trips we're not taking. There are, you know, family gatherings that downstate or in Boston that we're not going to. There are family events that we're not going to. Most of the time I whelp in the winter around the holidays, and so I can't have a lot of people here. And I'm not going to leave my litter of puppies. And in this case, with Lily and Rain, I think we're going to be whelping somewhere around December 22nd to the 23rd. I'm glued to this room. I'm in scrubs now. I'll be in scrubs until take home. So, you know, I really wish I had another me. I wish I had a girlfriend here that loves pups and doesn't mind throwing on some gloves and helping me clean. It would be so nice to just have another me, but nobody really wants to do that. And right now I just can't hire somebody. And again, we've always based our breeding model on nobody touches your puppy except for us. So I would have to really screen someone to be sure. I do know some people in this community that I would love to have, and I know someone that is very tender-hearted and other people trust her, but I don't have the heart because she's so busy. I don't have the heart to ever say, hey, you want to come up when I have a litter of puppies and give me a hand? It would be so nice to just have someone help me weigh, hold the pups on the scale, make sure my log is right. And so that's one of the drawbacks to living up here in northern Maine. But, and then getting closer to whelp, I will ask you if you've picked your collar color, because the collar color you choose is the color that will identify your puppy and stay on your puppy as your puppy grows. And I have all different sizes of puppy collars. Want to see the teeny tiny ones? Look at how teeny tiny. Oh my goodness. I had a client make them. Look, little tiny newborn ones. So I will ask you closer to whelp what your color is. And I write it down on a board. And then my job is to make sure I keep you informed about weights. And when I test fecal matter, you can, you know, some people don't like watching all that. In fact, about 3 days ago, somebody got really annoyed that I posted the semen video about the quality of the semen. Guys, listen. Would you rather I'm the dog breeder that just takes your money and then ghosts you? Would you rather that I'm the breeder that just gets your name in place, sticks you with a puppy, and then doesn't follow through on anything? Like, you have to understand, I've been in this field 35 years, and Kelly wound up becoming a professor, and I have a lot of time in that teaching world, and I come from giving riding lessons and training horses and like I said, giving riding lessons and training other people. And so I've been a natural sort of a educator and in that helping field. And what happens is, in case everybody in this world, in the first responder or law enforcement or whatever, they don't need to tell you, we're civil servants, really is what we are. I am a breeder that provides a service for you. So if you are on this page, you can scroll off of any video that I do that you don't want to hear my voice, or you think I'm ranting, or you're sick of seeing my face. You will be educated here. And why do I do it? Well, probably 5 years ago, I was whelping a litter in the middle of a blizzard. Serafina had a little tear. She hemorrhaged, and I had to remove 5 pups from the one of the horns. And I thought about stopping the video. And then I knew we had sometimes 250 people watching. And so I thought, I'm not going to take the easy way out and just shut the video off and then come back when everything's cleaned up. I have a lot of young breeders that follow me, and they ask for advice, and they ask for me to mentor them. And I say, I don't know if I have time to 100% mentor you, but you're welcome to watch, take notes. Anything I do, you're welcome to use that. Whether it's my contracts, I don't care. If I can help you, I will. But I whelped that litter in the middle of the night, and there was a woman who's still on the page waiting. She will eventually get a pup, and she sent me a message during that whelp with Serafina. And she said, I am so glad you did not shut the camera off. It is so important that people realize what's at stake when you go to breed your dog that you love so much. And these are the variables that some people don't tell you about. Like, you can get a little tear and your girl can hemorrhage, or how to resuscitate a puppy that is not, that has fluid in the lungs. So just know, and I don't want to be mean, but this is a page that I've been doing this 35 years. People that come to us, maybe in the animal world or the animal law enforcement world or, first responder field, they appreciate what I do. And so it gives them another aspect that there's a police officer on the page that attended a dog that got hit by a Toyota Tacoma, and the dog wasn't 100% dead yet. And, there's things like, not to get into that, but I'm saying like we all can learn something. And even if I started giving riding lessons again, I'm sure even my students can give me another theory, or maybe they may say something that would show me, wow, that can be done like that too. So just know, Bella Vista English Mastiffs, this is a learning, educational page. We are on Facebook. We're on YouTube. I would like you to go subscribe and follow us on TikTok and Instagram if you would. And just know that if I'm doing a vaginal cytology and you don't like the word vaginal, click off, because you really don't want to miss all the puppies. If you don't like that I show you semen in a bag or what a semen analysis looks like, scroll on and click off. The other night, somebody was on the page and got extremely angry that I showed what the semen looks like. Listen, you're not even under contract. So if you're getting mad at me because I'm showing semen on a screen, when I'm trying to educate and help people see what a good semen analysis should look like, this is not the channel for you if you get worked up over stuff like that. Remember, the people under contract, the people that are waiting on puppies, that's why they come to us. We're no BS. We're going to tell you how it is in black and white. Some of the people waiting are in the vet tech world. Why would they be here if they didn't think I'm doing things ethically, morally, and correctly? So I was a little hurt that that person jumped ship when she'd been here for a while, but she did not like the word vaginal or semen. So I'm sorry, I can't make everyone happy. But this is how it is here. I hope that you stay with us. Not everything is about vaginal cytology, but the clients that are under contract and the people that I know are waiting appreciate that, because we're not just every breeder. So I'm glad she didn't post something really negative on the page, and then I would have had to mute her. So I am glad she didn't do that. She just simply left, but she did say, I'm so sick of hearing the word vaginal. Okay, sorry. How do you think this happens, But anyway, wanted to get your advice. We're in the whelping room. I wanted to show you the layout. I feel like if you have a puppy coming and you have trusted us with your puppy journey, you have a right. You have a right to see the whelping rooms, how clean it is, how it is arranged, the product that I have. You have trusted me, and this is your journey. So I feel like a teacher in the respect, not that I deserve the respect of a school teacher. Every year I get different students. That's the way I feel. Every season I get different clients. Some of my clients stay and encourage the new people. But I don't know. I feel like Mrs. G on Facts of Life. I'm just here again. Here we are. So if you're watching this and you would like an opinion about how the whelping room should be decorated or set up, please help me, because I really want your advice. And I can show you again basically what I've done. Nugget is now in another area of the house. I came in here and made sure everything is sanitized. The floor has been scrubbed. The walls there have been scrubbed. All the windows. Everything's getting washed down. I was just wondering, with this big cabinet where the Wanfo machine is and the syringes and all that stuff, do you think this room flows like it should? That's all. So, could I do something better? I would like to take the desk out so that I don't do cytology. We won't say the vaginal word. But at any rate, thank you for joining me. I just wanted to show you I am working in the whelping room. Rain has become ravenous. And like, I know when you're first pregnant, you don't really have cravings. But that girl she's like every 2 minutes looking for food. So I just keep feeding her. When she stops eating, I will know she's had enough. So today she had her breakfast and then she got eggs. She got some liver. So I'm having a lot of fun doting on my girls. And if you're one of my clients that really would love to have an opinion, you absolutely are entitled to an opinion. How do you want to see the whelping room set up? I want your advice, because I have, over the years, rearranged this room and the walls. It was yellow. It was burgundy. I had cream-colored curtains and flowered curtains and burgundy curtains and brown curtains. And then you guys saw burgundy curtains in the double doorway. And you guys have seen this room so many different ways. So, if anybody would like an opinion, feel free to comment, because I really want your input. I'm all alone up here in northern Maine. Believe me, if I had a close friend that would love to come in here and just grab a coffee and let's redo the whelping room and rearrange things and maybe put stuff on the walls, I would be so grateful for that. But I don't have that. So I'm alone up here in northern Maine. So I rely on the page. If you have opinions and you want input, I am happy to receive it. So there's enough sadness going on. And, I know some of you know me in my private life and some of you know me as a dog breeder. Sometimes we just have to put a smile on our face and, move forward. And so that's really it. But I will leave you with this video. If you have any ideas, or if you're in this area and you want to become my new best friend, you're welcome to come. And we can sit in here with a cup of coffee and rearrange stuff and get ready for the beautiful birth. It's going to be so much fun. Those days around Christmas, Christmas Eve, getting the room ready. We decorate in here for Christmas. You'll help me put up the Christmas tree and all the stockings. By the way, I do photo shoots. Seasonal puppy photo shoots. I have like a beautiful white furry rug where I can put puppies on it and little Santa hats. These are the things you'd be helping me with. So if you want to be my new best friend, or you just want to come help out, I really am just open. I'm open for suggestions and comments and input. If you're far away, you can just give me some input. All right, you have a wonderful Saturday, and we are so stinking excited to test the girls. So we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.